Greetings, Slackers. It is July 30th, 2016, and I have numerous articles that I've actually compiled all into one. So I'm just going to be speaking on this because I thought that I would address this whole Pokemon Go thing. I've actually been sitting back just sort of watching it over the last 2 weeks when it really started trending. I was on the road, and so I was down at my hotel, and after work, I came back, and so I'm sitting back watching the news. And so, in between them talking about who was going to be Donald Trump's VP choice, they inserted into the news cycle the app Pokemon Go was beginning to trend. And so, I'm sitting back looking at it, and you got all these people that are just so overwhelmingly excited, and they're downloading this app and they're meeting up with other people to go play it. And I was like, let me look into this a little bit more. Anything that brings people together for fun social purposes can be thought of as good. But actually, I have a bit of reservations about this because after looking into it, there were some security, privacy, and surveillance concerns because this app, not only is it tying into your uh, social networks like Facebook and all these other places, it's extracting huge amounts of data off of the phones that people are using to play it. And so, from a dating aspect, it's good to, again, get out and be social, meet up with new people you never met before. For those purposes, it's good. But it also presents some security concerns because, as you can see here, there was a couple of stories of some people getting robbed. Thieves were actually setting players up who were coming to certain areas where these Pokemon would, spawn sort of so they could get them, but they were setting them up and they were robbing them. And then you have this whole augmented reality phase, which they're using this game to sell the public masses on augmented reality, which is sort of like a baby step to virtual reality from what I figured out. And so, you got virtual reality out, but right now it's all about this augmented reality, which is just basically, laying over the real world graphical information, and it can be gamified and all this types of stuff. And so from a technological point, it looks cool and everything. But like I said, if you're into privacy and security, you might want to stay away from this thing because what I noticed is that when they first started talking about this, it came out and then the news cycle just basically for the next 72 hours was being bombarded with all these segments talking about Pokemon Go and people getting together and blah, 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 blah. You also had all these publications that were writing numerous articles. And so they were definitely helping to promote and sell this game. And so a lot of people didn't know what the hell was behind it because I had people even asking me, what the hell is Pokemon Go? What is this all about? And if you're someone who's come up in the 90s and you play video games, you watch cartoons, you know what Pokemon is about. And so, they're tapping into nostalgia. In fact, you can look at some of the headlines here and see that that's what the intent of this was, of capitalizing off of it. But at the same time, for you to play it for free, you become the product and all your personally identifiable information is up for grabs. And that's what this game is potentially tapping into, being on your phone. Again, if you're privacy conscious and you're concerned about such things, you may not want to play this app. Also, your safety going out here to these different places where these Pokemon are spawning. Yeah, it has geolocation and tracking and stuff like that, but you get off into an area where you can't be seen, nobody knows what the heck happens to you. So I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in on that. And if somebody comes along and watches this and they haven't heard about this, by all means, share and spread this with other people so that they know, and they can be safe out here, because one thing that's not given a priority is safety, and no one's telling you about the potential vulnerabilities of this mobile app and its features that have basically been baked into its app. I may do an update on this at a later date, but for now, this is it, and I will catch you in the next article.